Well, tonight is the culmination of the Democratic National Convention when Vice President Kamala Harris officially accepts the party's nomination for president.
Democrats have been using the convention to differentiate Harris from the Republican nominee, portraying Donald Trump as a threat to democracy.
You don't concede when there's theft involved.
The convention played this video along with speakers accusing Trump of lighting the match that set off the January 6th Capitol Hill uprising.
We officers risk everything to protect innocent people. We were beaten and blinded. I was assaulted with a pole attached to the American flag.
One of the speakers was a U.S. Capitol Hill guard injured while fending off those protesters. He immigrated from the Dominican Republic at the age of 12 and later became an American citizen. Joining us now, Professor William Howell from the University of Chicago to talk more about this and the Democratic National Convention. Good morning, Professor. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Quite a powerful moment there, and there have been quite a few references to the January 6th insurrection at this week's convention, really showing what they want to compare as calm versus chaos. How do you think that strategy plays out with voters?
Well, we'll see. I think that the Democratic Party has struggled to find ways to underscore what the nature of the threats to democracy are. It's kind of an amorphous concept, and it's hard to get traction electorally when people are paying attention to bread and butter concerns. But I think the attention paid to the January 6th insurrection is an effort to, in really sharp relief, characterize a contrast between a Republican Party that represents an acute threat, they want to argue, to the health and well-being of our democracy, as opposed to the Democratic Party that is committed to small d democratic norms and practices.
And talking about the real person and the real concerns, boy, Tim Walz made teacher references, coach references, in vitro references, mentioning his struggles he and his wife faced in having their daughter Hope. His son was there standing and cheering. Certainly a lot of just real person moments. How did he do in getting more of those undecided voters, people to have someone to relate to?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Walz is trying to do. I mean, he needed to introduce himself to the country. Most of the country hasn't heard of him. Most of diehard Democrats outside of Minnesota didn't have him on their radar screen. And so he's presenting himself as an everyday man, father, husband, who as a school teacher and a coach and somebody who'd served in the military for a long time and spent most of his life outside of political circles, as somebody who is attentive to the everyday concerns of middle America. That's the pitch that's being made, and the hope is that will appeal to that sliver of moderates who remain undecided, which is where this contest is ultimately going to play out. It's who can win over that small fraction of people in a handful of states that sits at the center of the political distribution. And Walz is trying to speak to them.
And you made a good point. A lot of us outside of probably Minnesota didn't know a lot about Walz. We here in California certainly know a lot about Kamala Harris. I think the week has given certainly a lot of attention and really allowed the rest of the country to get to know her. You know, we're looking at video of her niece, her nephews, all talking about their auntie. We've heard from her family. But criticism that no specific politics or policies, that is, has been mentioned in detail. Do you think Kamala Harris will or should be more specific tonight?
I don't think that the task at hand is to provide a comprehensive accounting of a whole lot of policy details. She needs to give some, but the ones that she offers need to be emblematic of a larger vision, a sense of where we're going, what kind of core commitments she has. And she can't, so she can't just speak in generalities. She needs to identify some specific policy initiatives she's going to advance, but it can't be, you know, a throwback to Bill Clinton, who was famous for offering kind of a long laundry list of all the specific details that she's going to roll out. There needs to be a sense of vision, a sense of values, and a sense of direction that comes out of the speech tonight. So yes, some details, but not exclusively details.
Okay, I think you point out a good, like the attention span of people may be shorter now, so some quick and to the point comments. Professor William Howell from the University of Chicago, thank you so much for your insight this morning.
It's good to be with you.